It's not even like you and your body anymore. You're just like so overcome and so encompassed by the music that there could be 50,000 people standing in front of you, or there could be one person standing in front of you, but you're still going to give that same crazy performance.
The One More Time Music Podcast. Genuine conversations with genuine people about music. Hosted by Henry with a 3 and Playback Ben.
We're from Beamer Coops to Pencils. Don't want this to end, so part that one more time. Part that one more time. Part that shit like one more time. They part that one more time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the One More Time podcast. It's Thursday. You know what time it is. I'm your host, Playback Ben, here with my co-host,
Henry with a tres en español. Through that one, I haven't done the Spanish thing yet.
No, that's. I was gonna say, how are you gonna keep it fresh every episode? Because
that was it for this week.
This is episode 20.
Episode 20.
Oh wow, what a good number.
Yeah,
solid.
Cute.
Yeah. So Henry, who the fuck do we have on the podcast today? Actually,
Welcoming in on the 20th episode of the One More Time podcast, former Air Force pilot turned key Avengers member, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Thank goodness she made time in her busy schedule to come on the One More Time podcast.
And can I just say, I loved you in Endgame.
Thank you.
You were
Thank
fantastic.
You so much. Thanks.
You're saving the world and coming on the
Some of my
podcast.
best work, yeah.
You know?
All jokes aside, we have the great recording artist from Valdosta, Georgia, now here in the A, Amelia.
Thank you.
Amelia.
Amelia, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I know it's been a long weekend of partying
It
for
has
you.
been, yeah.
We
Weddings.
appreciate you fighting through it, drinking lots of water, eating lots of ramen
Thank
to
you.
rejuvenate yourself, re-energize to come on to our show.
Yeah, I took a nap. I had ramen.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
She's
I
ready to
haven't started
go.
drinking again. Maybe that's what's next for me tonight. So you can't get
Henry's
hungover
like-
if you're always a little buzzed.
There you
right.
go. So I mentioned, you're from Valdosta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, it is a small-ish southern town near the border of Georgia, Florida.
Yes.
Correct. Your friend described the fact that like you and her and kind of your group of girls weren't really the stereotypical Valdosta girls. What did she mean by that, would you say?
Well, Valdosta is very southern. There's a lot of like old wealthy people that live there. There's a lot of military
young and
people
poor.
that live there. Yeah, we were young and poor, so we were like, this isn't really for us. We don't golf, we don't fish, we don't hunt. So, and those are like the main 3 things to do.
It's the Holy Trinity down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, we all traveled a lot together. We all went to, it's a very short drive to the beach, to Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Is that the Gulf?
No, it's East Coast.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
it's
Atlantic.
East Coast?
Yeah, Atlantic.
Atlantic Ocean, okay.
Guys,
I'm really bad with the
geography.
oceans, to be
Come on.
honest. I really don't. Yeah.
Cue the Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader intro music.
Are you smarter than
Yeah,
the
exactly.
fifth grader? I
There
love
we
that
go.
show.
Me too.
Jeff
Apparently you
Foxworthy.
didn't catch that episode where they talked about where
Missed that one.
Jacksonville was.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
But yeah, we grew up going there, going to the beach a lot, traveling a lot. We all cheered together, so we were in Atlanta a lot. And so every time I came up here, it just felt more and more like home. And so then I ended up moving here eventually.
So what was your first memory of being exposed to music? Do you remember kind of that first exposure?
I mean, growing up, I would usually spend like all my money on CDs.
Okay.
So, or any time that like I was out.
Remember CDs? Shout out CDs.
Shouts out
Compact
to CDs.
discs.
They really were. They did what they needed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
They played their role.
They
yeah,
did.
they did. And I had my little portable CD player I would take on the bus with
Walkman?
me. Not a Walkman, just
Ooh.
I'm not that old.
Had the off-brand.
Yo, Henry, you're dating yourself.
Sorry,
That was
I
the shots
exposed my
fired
age
at you.
at myself.
Sorry.
Damn.
I should have
Did you
the
have like the
soundboard.
folders with the slips, in there?
Yeah,
Oh man, I
yeah.
used to love
Yeah.
flipping through my
Yes.
floppy disk
yeah.
slips too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually used a floppy disk, but I always had, like, they were always on the school supply list.
You haven't lived
But
if
then
you
I
didn't
was
use
like,
a floppy disk.
but then I was like in the transition to where we were getting on jump drives. So then I just had a jump drive each semester.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The floppy disk era was amazing, let me tell you.
Yeah. They did what they needed to do too.
But so like, was it your parents playing music or
Yeah,
like friends or like, do you remember kind of how you even?
I would say like my dad, especially, huge like music guy. Grew up with him playing guitar all the time. There was a piano at my grandparents' house, so I started playing piano very young.
Because what else do you do at your grandparents' house?
Yeah, that's about it. And then
All mine had were like Diet Cokes and peppermint like candies or whatever, like or York patties.
Yes. Oh my God, I ate so many of those. My grandma had to hide them in her closet. Like she literally put them like behind her shoes in the closet,
That's
and I
incredible.
wasn't allowed to like. I couldn't reach it because I was small, and then. Yeah, she would literally like push them to the back of her closet. She's
Amelia's
like, "No
coming
more."
over. Let's hide the York patties.
Yeah, literally. It was like, dang. So it was an issue. But yeah, I would say, yeah, from being very, very young, always had music on at home. We had like a big stereo system in the living room. So my brother and my dad and I would always just like be playing music. My dad, like, actually, weirdly enough, puts me on to a lot of music.
Still to this day?
Yeah, like he's a big like alternative rock fan.
What's the last group he put you on, or artist he put you on?
Let's see. He'll show me like bands from like the 90s and 2000s that I hadn't like really heard of. So like he put me on to like Keen. I don't know if you remember them.
Okay.
They were like one of his favorites. He's a big Weezer fan, so anytime Weezer does anything, he puts me onto them.
Yep.
And they're touring right now.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, they are touring. Yeah, I've seen them live like 4 or 5 times, like
Nice.
with my dad.
With Pops? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, we watch like anytime I'm home, we watch like old concert series of like Led
I used to
Zeppelin
love
or, like-
watching the concert like
yeah,
DVDs.
Yeah.
I vividly remember watching like the Eagles
do
Highway to
that.
Hell, or not
Yeah.
Highway to Hell, that's AC/DC, but like Hell Over High Water, like
Yeah.
Hell Freezes Over. I can't remember the
Hell-
album name.
the Hell
So
album.
good.
Something with Hell, yeah.
You should watch The Song Remains the Same. It's the Led Zeppelin one.
Ooh.
And my dad and I
My
are,
dad
like,
has a
obsessed
Led
with it.
Zeppelin DVD set
Yeah.
inside.
It's
He used
so
to
good.
he used to like show me the John Bonham drum solos
Nice.
specifically because I played drums. He was
Nice.
like, drum like this.
Example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you obviously develop into an amazing singer.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you have one of the most amazing voices I've heard in a
Thank you
long
so
time.
much.
And so do you remember the first song that you felt like a true singer? Like obviously we all sang songs growing up,
Yeah.
right? But like, do you remember one song that was like, damn, I can sing, like after singing that song?
Yeah, I was like obsessed with Cher when I was
Okay.
like 4 and 5. So my mom had like the Cher's Believe tape or like that project like on tape. Yeah, and I would ask her to like. I literally would like ask her to play it like 4 or 5 times in the car on the way to pre-K, and I would just like sit in the back and like close my eyes and just like listen. And she'd be like, "Can we just like play something else?" I'm like, "Can we play it again? We're about to like pull up to the school." I'm like, "I have to do this." Like it was like my morning like ritual, and I would like sing it all the time. I was obsessed with Cher.
Quick fun fact about that song: it's the first like major release like Billboard kind of song that used autotune.
Yeah. Did you watch the pop like Netflix show about like pop? I forget the name of it,
No.
but they touched
about
on
that? Yeah.
And how she was getting like a lot of shit for it. Can I cuss on here?
Fuck no.
Fucking
Okay,
yes, you can.
What the heck?
Fiddlesticks.
And yeah, so I meant to ask that before I started talking. But yeah, she
Came to
got
the right
a lot
place if you have a potty mouth.
yes.
It wouldn't be the real
Potty mouth.
you. We're trying to get the
you're right,
real
you're right,
Amelia.
You're right. I do cuss a lot.
you go.
My mom hates when I cuss in songs.
Sorry,
and she
Mom.
hates when I cuss.
Sorry, Mom.
In life, and I'm like, Mom, you did this to me. You cussed quite a bit too, probably.
Yeah.
But sorry, Mom, love you.
So I mean, you were starting to sing so well that like your friends would like encourage you.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like,
Sing us a song.
They could tell. No, that they could
But
tell. like,
literally, yeah,
no, like they could tell that it was like, damn, like she's got something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, girls singing together. It was like you were clearly the standout. Like Jesus, like this girl can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
sing. One of your friends asked you to sing "Over the Rainbow." I think.
Yes,
How many
Over the
times do you think you sang that song in your life?
a lot because I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz too growing up. So I would sing any song from that whole film like growing up all the time. All the Willy Wonka songs.
Oh.
I could.
I feel like you
all
just
those.
were
I
watching
was
Willy
just
Wonka
watching it.
again
Yeah, it's
recently?
on like HBO Max, and I'm so excited.
So good.
But yeah, Catherine would have me sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, like on the bus. Like we would be riding back from like a competition. It'd be like nighttime and we're all tired. And she's like, "Could you just like sing for me?" And so I would sing for like the whole bus.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's like when you started, you know, kind of dabbling in, you know, making music or, you know, recording music even, like
Yeah.
were you starting off doing covers or were you writing songs?
A little bit of both. I had a karaoke machine in my
Okay.
house, so I would do a lot of covers. But once I started getting more like into piano and I learned chords, I would like start like writing little songs. And I would also like play this if I was like I sound like a little lonely child, but if I was like alone at home, I would like set up like a talk show in my room, and I would go on as the guest, and then like I would like pretend I was answering.
I do that in preparation for the podcast episodes.
Yeah. And I would literally like.
I was
write
playing
a
Amelia
song.
like a few hours before this.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, thank you.
I was doing a terrible job though in comparison. So.
Yeah, I would write songs and then go like perform them and like talk about them. Like I would like go on as if I was doing a press conference.
What was the name of your talk show?
I don't remember. I was obsessed with Oprah growing up, so I think in my head I was like, it's like the Oprah Winfrey show, and so then I would just go on.
It was just the Amelia show,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it was the Amelia show. Yeah.
So, who are some of your favorite artists to cover? Because I mean, you know, you've released a good amount of covers, right? And you've performed. You know, you perform covers still to this day.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite artists to cover? Would you say?
I sing a lot of Frank Ocean when I perform. I do my own little rendition of American Boy by Estelle and Kanye.
Okay.
I do a lot of Amy Winehouse. I'll do some like slower like pop stuff that's like Britney Spears. Toxic, I like that song. Like I do like a really nice little piano groove.
Do you have the moves
version of
too?
that.
You have like a choreography?
Yeah,
with
while
it?
I played the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. I used to sing a lot of Sam Smith growing up, a lot of Amy Winehouse. Yeah, we'll just like literally sing them over and over and over again.
We talked about this before, but to me, I think if you're learning anything musical, maybe even anything creative, it's like the best way to start is definitely like imitating.
Yeah.
You know, you play
100%,
the stuff that you like, the stuff that got you into it. You learn how to do that, and then and only then you can kind of start to create your own style.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, I think I did that when I was little too. If I heard like Whitney Houston or something, or like Cher, or I loved Enya when I was growing up, and like anything that they would do, I would like try to like do the same like inflection and stuff. So, and Nelly Furtado, like she was a big one for me, and I still to this day get compared to Nelly Furtado all the time, like vocal tone and stuff. So I think I just like naturally picked that up.
So those artists that you mentioned that you like to cover, is it safe to say they've also influenced like you, and you know, as far as your artistry goes?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Cher was just kind of like, she was like the first one that was like, I was like, this is like a badass like diva, like in the best sense of the word. Like she just like knew what she wanted. She would perform on these shows. She had an amazing stage presence. She had her own talk show and stuff. And so I think like growing up, like watching all that, I was like, I want to be like her energy, like on stage.
That's
and,
a
like,
big one for a first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shoes to fill. Yeah. But she's amazing. But yeah, definitely. And then just like watching like live concert stuff with my dad and like going to concerts and stuff, like watching everyone's stage presence and stuff, and like watching like Robert Plant, for instance, like sing and how soulful he is. I like try to encompass those same kind of things when I'm performing.
Yeah. And so you mentioned, you know, you were starting to write a little bit of songs here and there, and you were doing some covers. Tell us about your songwriting process. Like, you know, what is that like typically?
I really like, if a phrase comes into my head or like a word that I like, I'll just write it in my notes like throughout the week, and then I'll like have a session and I'll get like a beat that I like, or we'll either make the beat from scratch or I'll get on a beat that's already pre-made before getting there, and I'll kind of just like read through my notes of like what I wrote down that week, what I was like going through, and then it kind of just like, it's almost just like filling in the spaces. Or it's like I sometimes will even start with a word and I'm like, this is a phonetically like pleasing word, like I'm just going to try to write a song about this, and then I'll do that. So it's kind of, I don't really have like a set process, because it's like,
that is a process,
super different.
No,
yeah.
So
I guess it's
a
just
lot
like,
more than a lot of people.
I think it just like comes as it, like I just write it out as it comes to my head, and then when I'm actually in the session, that's when I like just fill in the blanks basically.
I think the most important part is being open to literally as you're going about your day, like, and then putting down that buzzword or that buzz phrase, because you could be getting your car washed, or you could be doing something random and something cool can happen. And some people might not think to, you know, remember that moment, but that could be like a key moment
exactly
in the creative process.
Yeah, and like having the discipline to actually stop and write it down.
Yes.
Like, because I'll be like falling asleep at night or something, and like the best melody or like the best lyric will come in, and I'm like, I'll remember it tomorrow, and then I fucking forget. And I'm like,
Rick Rubin just had an episode of his podcast, the Broken Record podcast. He was interviewing
Shout out to Rick,
Jaden
always.
Smith.
okay, nice.
And he talked about how he would record melodies into his voice notes because he would always forget them.
Yeah.
He'll definitely remember lyrics.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an issue. Like, you know, he can remember a lyric and like he'll remember a concept, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the melodies that are something that like, if he doesn't fucking do it like right then and there,
immediately,
he's forgetting it.
Yeah.
And he's going to like beat himself up about it. So it was
melody is hard for me too. Melody is harder than lyrics for me. Like I can write lyrics all day, but like to have something catchy that like works and that is memorable, like I think that's the hardest part.
Do you remember your buzzwords from this past week that you wrote down in your notes for the upcoming session?
I wrote down something about Sundays today. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I had this phrase that popped into my head about something about like Sunday, and so I might write a song about Sundays because I don't know, they can be really scary or they can be really
Sunday scary
cozy or like really nice, and so I was having like an in between.
True.
Today.
It's a volatile day.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and like today, it's a nice kind of
I love
drizzly.
It's my favorite weather.
Kinda.
Everyone always calls me a psychopath when I say that, but I
for
love
liking
the
rain.
Yeah,
I love rain.
It's like my favorite weather.
My favorite shit. If I could fall asleep to the rain every day,
same. And just like I just feel good when it rains outside. I don't know why.
So you end up meeting your management team after performing at a showcase in Athens, right?
It was in Atlanta.
All right. So it was in Atlanta. So was that your first time performing, or had you been performing, leading up to that?
That was my first time performing like an original song. Like,
really?
Yeah. I had done a lot of covers and stuff growing up. I would like go to like little open mic nights and stuff, and like any chance I could get to perform in Valdosta, I would. I had a cheer coach. She was also a singer, and so we would constantly just like write music and play piano and sing all the time. But that was like the first time that I got the opportunity to sing at a showcase like that. And I was like, full disclosure, like I only have one original song really like that's ready to perform. And they really took a chance on me, and they were like, yeah, like we really like your voice. Like we think you could do a great performance. So I did like maybe 4 or 5 covers and then one original song. That's all I had at the time.
How'd the original go?
It was amazing. It was like one of the first like full songs that I wrote that I like was really proud of.
Was it like in the middle of the set, at the beginning, or the end?
I think I did it in the middle, and I was like, just to kind of squeeze it in there. I was so nervous. I didn't sleep for like 2 days before that. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. And then afterwards, like that's when they approached me, and it was like very serendipitous because I was like, you guys ran this event really well. I know that I want to be a more serious like recording artist. Do you think that you could manage me? And they were like, we were going to ask you the same thing. So it was just like perfect timing. And I've been with those guys ever since. And they are like brothers at this point. Yeah, they're amazing.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out
to
Danny
Martin and Danny, right?
Martin and Danny.
Martin,
Danny. We'd love to have you on the podcast, my friends.
Wow, that was good.
Yep.
I wish I said it.
We practiced that.
Would love to have
Didn't
you on
we
the
have
podcast.
one guest? I think we had one guest that like could tell we were about to do it because we had already said it once before in the episode, and he like
said it
caught on, or she. I can't remember if who it was, but
I'm gonna try.
So you go on to perform at like Soho House in New York and LA. You even I think sold out a few of your own shows here in Atlanta. Which incredible. I don't care if it's 50 cap, like still to be able to say that you've packed a room, by yourself is an amazing, accomplishment.
Thank you.
What do you love most about performing? Because you even started talking about studying stage presences at such a young age, like when you're watching concerts, with your dad on DVD.
Yeah.
What do you love most about it?
I'm obsessed with being on stage. I love it so much. And I think just like the energy that comes off of a crowd is like the highest that you will ever feel. And then it's just like to see people liking your stuff, or to see people or hearing people sing your songs is like the most like full circle, like incredible moment. The fact that someone, maybe a kid in college, spent his last $15 to come buy a ticket to your show, like that's like the highest like thing for me. Like I just like love being on stage, and I feel so grateful being on stage.
That's a theme. That's becoming a theme, is that moment when you see the connection with the fans. We've had a lot of artists say like when they see a fan like singing along or saying that the song touched them or changed them in this way. Yeah. That's the moment for them.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like, there's times when you like turn the mic towards the audience and they like sing like your hook, and you're like, oh, like that feels so good.
But so, we've had a couple other artists on here that have given some tips and tricks and kind of words of wisdom when it comes to improving the live show. What would be some of your advice to those that are trying to elevate their live performance?
I would just say, let yourself go. Like, don't be scared to completely, like, it's almost like this weird out of body, like, experience, like where it's not even like you and your body anymore. You're just like so overcome and so encompassed by the music that there could be 50,000 people standing in front of you, or there could be one person standing in front of you, but you're still going to give that like same crazy performance. And I think just like leave every single bit of yourself on that stage, like be very open, very vulnerable, and don't hold back.
Do you prepare?
Thank you.
Boom.
Do you practice and like rehearse a lot, or is it something that comes really natural where you don't really spend too much time
I definitely
kind of rehearsing?
Yeah, I definitely rehearse. That's more so for like breathing techniques and stuff for me, like just to make sure I can sing the song. I don't really like do the full performance until I'm like on the stage. I like build it up and then I leave everything like on
Some
stage.
of it you have to go based on the crowd.
Yeah,
you have to
for sure.
be able to adjust.
For sure,
leave
yeah.
room to
Yeah. If you have like a really chill crowd playing those more chill songs, being a little more chill with like your movement and stuff, and then if it's like those crazy like full packed room crowds, like you just
gotta turn up,
go ham, play all like the craziest songs that you have. But yeah.
Do you ever switch the songs that you're gonna do based when like if you see the crowd, turn back to the DJ like, no, do the other one?
Yeah, I do that
Call
a
an
lot.
audible like mid set. The DJ's like, I don't have that record.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm emailing it to you.
Yeah, no, literally,
Airdrop.
that's like my with like a couple of my last shows, like for the like encore performance, like I don't ever really know what I'm gonna sing for the encore, and then based on just like in that moment how I feel, I'm like, how about we say fucking play this one? It like won't even be like a finished song. It won't even be like I don't even have a performance track to most of them, but I just like kind of do that to see how the crowd receives the song anyways. And so if it's like if they go crazy, I'm like, okay, this is like the next one that I'm putting out. So it's kind of just like a fun way to like gauge like interest and have like that's like the highest energy song. So
And it's like a free A&R.
Yeah.
It's like you get that info.
Yeah, exactly.
So artist development is somewhat of this like theoretical phrase, and like people don't really know what it means and you know how to approach it or whatever. I would say that you've definitely evolved since when you first started to now.
For sure.
And you're kind of like a product of some really solid, I would say, artist development.
Yeah.
How would you say that you've evolved, you know, since you first got started doing, you know, music seriously to kind of where you're at now?
To be frank, I think I used to be way more of like a people pleaser. Like I would really like, I wasn't as like strict on myself with my own time and stuff. And so I think after like really picking artistry as like my, like this is my number one, this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Just like learning how to say no to people, learning not to people please, just kind of like really being more selfish in the best way, like, and focusing on my own career before anything else. I think I've definitely like grown in that sense in the past, like even last 6 months. Like I feel like I look back at myself 6 months ago, I'm like, I don't even know who that is anymore. So it's just like constant, just becoming more independent and more focused.
Is that with the music too? Like, where you think you were making music that you thought people wanted to hear instead of the music you wanted to make?
Yeah, honestly, like I would see kind of what was charting, like I would, or like not even charting, but like stuff that I was like, okay, like this is the box that people want me to be in. Or if like someone was like, oh, like I like when you do this kind of music, I'm like, okay, so let me make 5 songs like that. But now,
Such
like,
as what though? Like, you know, what were you making at that time?
like when I first started, I was doing more like pop soul, like I would say like kind of more jazzy influenced stuff, because a lot of my artists that I looked up to growing up were jazz artists as well. And so kind of like doing that and then kind of hearing the reception off of that and then kind of leaning more into like a pop world. And then people would hear me on these like super, super pop songs. They're like, this is you, like you're like a little pop star, like girl, whatever. And so then I was like, well, that's not necessarily the music that I resonate with the most, I guess. So now I just make whatever feels good or whatever I hear. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would have wrote that song. So then I'll like make a song like that. But yeah.
So you seem to be someone who picks things up very naturally. I mean, I think you started playing piano early on at your grandma's, but then, you know, you learned to play by ear now, I think, right? Like you can, you know, kind of play songs by ear.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you think you've kind of picked up naturally as you've...
That's a good question. I think one that I always like that people are always like, wow, you learned that really fast, is like I can learn dances really fast. Like now the TikTok era is like full send. My roommate.
Yeah,
is
I
so
feel like I
funny.
only saw like one dance piece of content though. I feel like you're like hiding that skill.
Yeah, I gotta get more. Yeah, I gotta get in my like Britney Spears dance bag. Yeah,
Because the one I saw, I was like, damn.
Yeah, thank you.
She got moves for sure.
Yeah,
Ex-cheerleader.
Yeah, literally.
That's true.
Yeah, started. I think I did.
Yeah,
I did
competition
gymnastics,
cheerleading is
dance,
like
and then
kind of a hybrid of like dancing / like gymnastics,
and
obviously, and cheer and
true.
To have like stage presence is like a big thing. Like they say, like have facials or whatever. Like you have to have your face on the whole time. You have to have. You're literally like doing a whole performance. So, I'd say dancing is one that comes naturally to me. I love dancing.
Do you like to dance on stage when you're performing now?
Yeah,
Okay, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I do. Well, if I'm doing really well and if the crowd is receiving everything really well, then I dance more. That's like how you know that I'm like really having a good like confident performance. But if I'm like not really feeling it, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was going bad, I would just start dancing too. Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, you don't like this.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dancing. I actually really like language. I like pick up language really easily.
What languages do you?
I have been getting
speak?
more into Spanish. I did like 4 years of Spanish in school, and then I worked with like a bunch of people, like Spanish speaking only people for 2 years almost. And
That'll do it right there.
Yeah, and I think I learned way more.
That was the same for me.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think Spanish, like I want to just continue getting better at it, but I've been like I get on like Duolingo and stuff. I like to learn like Italian, French. I took a lot of Latin growing up, and so I think like once you see like the root words of stuff, like you see like how all like language has just like grown from Latin basically.
Yeah.
So it's like very interesting to me.
Except for Russian, which my wife's
hard.
Russian and I still can't fucking speak a lick of it.
Russian is really hard.
Your wife taught me some
Mandarin.
good cuss words though that I have written down.
So
on a
hard,
piece of
man.
paper.
They say that one word on Nine Perfect Strangers. She's like,
Yeah, for shit or whatever. And I already forgot it. That's how bad I am at Russian. I can't even remember it from a TV show.
Yeah,
It's
like,
terrible. It's terrible.
Do
Yeah,
not call me that.
exactly. Yeah. So other than, being able to pick things up naturally, what are some other personal characteristics, do you think kind of define like who Amelia is? I like to ask this question to see kind of what you're all about.
I am a huge film buff, honestly. Like I love, like I've seen like everything, not everything, like, but I see like movies as they come out. I'm constantly watching like old classic film. Obsessed with like anything that Stanley Kubrick made, Quentin Tarantino, a big fan of like all their like old classic work. Like French film noir, like new wave cinema. Like I'm just like obsessed with the whole look and feel of all that. So I try to like encompass some of that in my like own visuals. And I would say visuals are very important, like to all of my rollouts. Like I'm like, we have to have like videos and stuff. And my team's like, you don't have to have video for everyone. But I'm like, yeah, I do. Because it's just so important. I think that we live in such a visually, like everything is
video.
Yeah, exactly.
Marketing is videos. If you want to start any business, literally any business, you need to make 100 videos that are related to your business.
Exactly.
Everyone's watching videos.
Yeah.
That's
and so I'd say film is huge. I think traveling also inspires me a lot. So I try to just like, I get out of town like all the time. Just a change of scenery helps me write. And I think some of my best songs have been written after I've seen like a film, and then I'm like, it really inspires me. Like if I watch like a fucked up like A24 film, then I'll like kind of keep those like images in my head.
What is A24?
A24 made like Midsummer. They've made Hereditary. They've made like all those like the most fucked up movies that are out in America. And so I'm obsessed with anything that they've done, and I just like write about stuff like that sometimes.
She's being modest because I've also heard you're hilarious.
Thank you.
And from multiple people that I spoke with, one of which said she can't drive with you because it's unsafe because you make her laugh so hard that she can't actually drive.
Yeah,
is that just for her that you're displaying this level of humor, or is that should I be scared to drive you anywhere?
That person is also hilarious though. So I think when we're within like, we can't be within like 6 feet of each other.
Got a
like
social
that.
distance.
Yeah, like we literally have to like.
It's like a magnetic field of laughter.
It's
or
like
something
in our like the chemicals in our brains just like like they literally just like we can't be in the car together. And like that's been since like high school. Like she really feels like she's gonna wreck. She's like, don't fucking look at me, don't talk to me, don't breathe.
Now I'm scared to look at you.
But I dabble in being funny. I try.
Yeah, definitely. So Solo Cup.
Yeah. Yes.
The moment we've all been waiting for to talk about the latest and greatest Amelia record.
Thank you.
Solo Cup is out now. How did that whole record come together?
So that was made with my friend Addie Maxwell and my friend Christian Griswold.
Those are the producers?
Yeah, they produced it.
Shout out Addie and Christian.
Yes,
Addie and Christian.
We'd love to have you on the podcast. Picked it up quick.
She picks up things quickly.
I pick up things quickly.
Now she can add that to her list. Next interview she does.
Up things quickly.
Yeah.
Put that on my resume. Yep. But yeah, they produced it. We actually were like out in their studio in Tucker, actually, so near here, I think.
Shout out Tucker. Oh my God.
Shout out Tucker.
I'm a Tucker High School graduate.
Wow.
Tigers.
I mean, thanks. I don't know.
But yeah, Solo Cup was dope. That was like one of those songs that came so fast. Like it literally was not, the beat wasn't even done yet by the time like I had the whole song written. And yeah, I just like, when that happens, it's like the best feeling in the world, and you like know that it's so good. And like then when you have a song that you like keep playing over and over again, like before it's out, you're like, okay, I'm like super excited. So that was like a song that I was very, very excited to get out. I had a second verse on it originally, and then I wasn't like super in love with it, so I sent it to my friend Kenny Can Fly out in San Diego.
Shout out Kenny Can Fly.
Kenny Can Fly.
Kenny,
we'd
love to have you on the podcast, my friend.
He's in San Diego, but
well, next time you're in Atlanta, my guy.
He'll be here soon.
That's another reason. We got Amelia and the One More Time podcast here in the A.
Come on, Kenny.
Yeah.
Come on out, Kenny.
The water's warm.
Yeah, warmer than San Diego, probably.
So was Solo Cup one of like the words you wrote in your notes, like for the week or something?
So actually, Solo
Like, what
Cup was
inspired
not,
it?
but I had, so in my notes it already said heaven every night in my dreams, and that's so fucked up, but you're not there in the morning, so it's hell when the sun's up. Like that whole piece was already in my notes, and so when I heard
From what?
I don't even really know why.
I was like, that's a lot to just
I literally
willy-nilly write in your notes.
That's just how it is. It just comes, it like zaps your brain sometimes, and you're like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
appreciate it.
yeah. It's literally like some
Lyric
weird,
gods.
Yeah, literally like on some like yeah, like a god like zaps your brain.
Spiritual presence.
I'm like his muse or her muse, and then they're like, write this, and I'm like, all right,
okay,
got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes it comes that easy, and so then. Like my friend Anna was there, like a bunch of like our friends pulled up, and we were drinking wine out of red Solo cups. And so then
classy.
That was like, I had those two lines written, and then I was like, my best ideas are in the bottom of red Solo cups. And I was like, okay, perfect. The song's done.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that was like super, super fun. And one that like everyone, like once we were finished with it, we were like, this is amazing. Like we're so excited about it. And still, I think it's like my favorite song that I've put out so far.
That's awesome. Let's play a little snippet from it.
Yeah.
Definitely play a little snippet.
Heaven every night in my dreams, and I'm so fucked up, cause you're not there in the morning, so it's hell when the sun's up. My best ideas are in the bottom of red Solo cups. One look at you wondering, could I even get enough? I won't die in which you can never give me.
So that was a snippet from Solo Cup.
Yes.
And we may or may not have already been chatting about this while the song was playing, but when was the last time you performed that one?
That was my first time having like my DJ, a drummer, and a guitarist. So to have all those like live instruments, it was so fun.
Way better of a show.
Yeah. My dad, like every time he sees me perform, he's like, it was good, but when are you gonna get a drummer? And I'm like,
classic dad.
Yeah.
It's great advice though.
Sounds like my dad.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, he was very excited to hear that I had a drummer.
Did he show up to that one?
No, he actually didn't. I was a little
darn
upset.
you, Dad.
I know. Maybe next time. He's busy. They like, my parents go on vacation and stuff all the time, and I'm like, where are you going? They're like, to the beach. And I'm like, I would like to go to the beach. Like, I could come with you guys. And they're like, no,
not this time.
I'm like, you guys see each other all the time. They've been married 37 years. They're together all the time. And then when I try to get in on the plans, they're like, we just like to be with each other. Sorry. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, cool.
What a marriage.
I know.
That sounds like when I'm hanging out with my parents, my sister will call me, and she lives in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like my folks, myself, and my sister, we all live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Classic like McTier compound, like in this neighborhood. And I'll go to my parents' house, stop by, say hello to them, hang out for a little bit. She'll call, and she'll always get so upset that she wasn't invited.
Yeah.
And like, real talk, we've like taken vacations without her, like just me and my wife and my parents. And like, she's like, where was my invite? We're like, we'll get you on the next one.
Got lost in the mail.
We'll get you on the next one.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the McTeers one time.
Shout out to that's like my second shout out on all 20 episodes.
Except for Ben, all the other McTeers.
God darn
Is
it.
McTeer your last name?
It is.
That's such a cool last name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is yours on the beat?
Yes, it is on my birth certificate.
It's incredible.
Thank
Really
you.
on the beat.
Thank you.
So she was also telling us that this was a sold out show at the Masquerade, the new Masquerade, but we heard
Shout
it's still
out to the
cool.
old Masquerade.
Nonetheless, shouts out to the old Masquerade. New Masquerade. We're trying.
But the new one, all 3 levels, for those that are not here in Atlanta, there's a heaven, a hell, and a purgatory.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's so cool. Yeah. It is dope, yeah.
And all 3 levels were sold out.
Yeah, for the first time in Masquerade history, all 3
New
sold
Masquerade
out.
history.
And yeah, at the same time.
This guy and his fucking disclaimers.
I know.
miss the old
He's really
Masquerade.
upset.
Yeah.
I am.
We can talk about it
He's pissed
more.
they moved.
We should
Don't
get into
worry.
this.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah. And
Things
so
have to change.
I guess.
they didn't prepare for this clearly because there was lines
did
out the
not.
door.
No.
Friends and fans barely made it in for your set.
Yeah.
Some probably missed it.
Yeah. I think I pushed my set back like almost an hour because I I went up to Wiley and Jay and I was like, do you guys mind if we push it back? And they were like, literally, you don't have to play until like all your people are here. Cause it was just like, they were stuck like in line. So it was crazy. And then like right after the show, Masquerade posted and was like, hiring all positions.
Yeah.
And we were like, thank you.
Yeah. Clearly.
Ticket takers, security guards.
Yeah, literally.
Something's
I'm
not
like,
working.
shit, I'll get up there and work until I got to get on stage.
Stage hands. Yeah. Shout out Wiley from ATL.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on the
podcast.
podcast. Yeah.
Yep. So this is the first time I think in 3 years of trying, third year's a charm, that you got
Playlisted.
a Spotify editorial playlist, which like for every artist, that's like one of the meccas of getting on one of the official curated by Spotify. What do you think was different? Was it just you think it really was your best song and that was what did it? Or was there some other strategy? That
Usually, so with Spotify, I don't know if you're familiar with, you probably are, but
those that aren't,
you can pitch
ahead and
your
tell the
song
people.
to the editors. I did not pitch, I didn't like get the chance to even pitch this one. Like, and if I had, like, they wouldn't have even seen it because they don't look at them once the song is out.
Yep.
So, because if
Big
you do
gem.
it far enough in advance,
big gem.
yeah, if you do it far enough in advance, you can write this whole like,
Pitch.
yeah, like a
4
a
or
little
5
elevator
weeks
pitch.
or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And so then they can maybe listen to your song and maybe put it on a playlist. Very rare still, unless you're like popping.
Which apparently you are.
I hope so. And so, but I didn't pitch this one, obviously. And I obviously really love the song. So I was like really hoping that it would be received well. And it got put on like this little summer indie playlist first, and then, but it like wasn't a Spotify one. And then, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I was getting some streams off of that. And then like literally like 2-3 days later, Martin texted me and was like, holy shit. And I like went and checked the Spotify for Artists app. Like I just felt it in my soul. And I was like, holy shit, like I just got playlisted. Not 1, but 2 playlists. Woo! So Fresh Finds and Fresh Finds Pop. And yeah, I cried.
A daily
I was so
double.
excited. Yeah, I literally just like started like sobbing. I was
So your advice for getting on Spotify editorial playlist is
To not
don't
pitch
pitch it to
Just
Spotify
pray.
editorial playlist.
just pray and manifest.
Yeah.
But
There's the
no,
Southern
I
girl
literally,
coming
yeah,
out.
there it is.
That's that Valdosta twang.
Yeah. I do the country accent as a joke. And then like I was at this
And it
wedding this
sounds
weekend and people
legitimate.
were like, wow, like your Southern accent really comes out when you're drinking. I'm like, guys, it's like part of my skit. Like it's part of, like I'm just joking.
It's a whole
it's
bit
part of the
that
brand.
they didn't catch on.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, come on, get with the
That's
joke.
funny.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. I am very excited that it got playlisted.
Yeah.
And hopefully it gets on more.
I've had it in constant rotation for sure.
Thank you.
Really, really dope record.
Thank you.
Kenny was also a really great addition.
yeah.
Was that something you heard almost like automatically when you were like not feeling your verse? Were you like, damn, this guy?
Yeah.
Or did you have a few in mind? And it's
No,
just-
yeah, it was just Kenny. Like I literally sent him the song without even saying anything. Like, I wasn't like, I want you to get on the song. Like, I sent it to him kind of like nonchalant. I was like, here's this new song. Like, I think you would like really like the sound. Like, I was just saying like, you would like the song.
It's like a test.
Yeah. And then literally within like 5 minutes, he had already sent it to his manager, who then contacted my manager, because his manager does video work too. And he contacted my manager and was like, bro, does she need a video for this? Like, this is amazing. And then Martin was like, whoa, this is moving very quickly. And so then once I saw that Kenny liked it so much, I was like, honestly, if you want to get on the song, you can. Like, I don't love my second verse. So, and then he killed it. And he was like, this isn't actually a song that he was saying, like hearing it, he wasn't like, wow, I could kill this. But he was like, the fact that you like pushed me out of my comfort zone to get on something like that was like,
that's cool.
He really appreciated it and he did an amazing job. So
that's awesome.
Shouts out Kenny Can Fly.
Shout out.
Shout him out. So you mentioned Wiley from Atlanta on this show at the Masquerade. He was also a part of Grip's latest album.
Big Grip.
I died for this.
Yeah.
Question mark, exclamation point, point, question
Shout
mark.
out Grip too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Big
you
Grip.
ended up being a part of that latest project. For those that don't know, Grip is the newest signee to Shady Records with Big Eminem.
Eminem.
And he doesn't sign anybody.
Yeah.
I think
It's
they have
basically
like
West Side Boogie and Grip.
Yeah.
And so this was his, debut project as part of Shady Records. Wiley from Atlanta was on track 2, maybe one of the tracks. You ended up getting, I guess, approached to do background vocals for Mama Told Me, which also just dropped the video for that, which was amazing.
Yeah, I love
our
that
guy
song.
Stray Anthony was in that one.
Love Stray.
Guest feature.
Shout out Stray.
Yeah. So how did they even come about? How did the record happen?
So actually, I don't know if you know Beauregard. He's also a big homie of mine. He and I had a song together, or have a song together called Je ne sais pas. And
there's that language.
Yeah,
exactly.
Je ne sais pas. And we recorded a video for it that was then it was in some collaboration with Triller. So then this Triller video kind of blew up. It went over 1 million views, and Grip saw that video through just it circulating on Instagram and stuff. And so then he followed me and DM'd me, and he was just giving credit where it's due. You're really dope.
Shout out Grip.
Yeah.
Man, Grip.
Yeah.
That's a big homie move,
I know.
man.
It's just wow. I was looking at my phone. I was like, Grip? Me?
Grip?
I was like, did you mean to DM me?
At Grip?
Was this an accident?
Yeah.
But yeah, he super talented. He then was also he was obviously working on this album.
Yeah.
He asked me to pull up to a couple sessions. So I'm actually singing on Patterns too, which is
really?
Yeah. So
Okay,
that one, I'm on the hook of that one, and then Mama Told Me. Love both of those records. And
the whole project is insane.
Yeah.
Good.
So
good.
he's playing a show Thursday. I'm gonna
Yep.
go. Yeah. I gotta go.
At Al 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing the vocals from the crowd.
Ooh.
Well, now I might go.
I'll be there.
All right.
But yeah. So
Can I sing along with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Henry.
But yeah, so he super big honor to get approached by him at all, and even bigger honor for him to want me on his project and trust me to do the vocals. And super,
Not one.
super, 2 songs,
But 2.
Yeah.
2-piece.
I didn't even know about the Patterns one.
I'm singing on Patterns too. Yeah.
I must not have.
That was the
caught
first
that.
session I pulled up to, and then he invited me to his home studio to do Mama Told Me, and he was like, just do your Amelia thing, and because he has heard obviously my style and my stuff, and so he knew that I like to do those airy kind of background vocals. And so I think we knocked it out in one take, and he was like, damn, he's like, you didn't need no tea or anything. And I was like, nah.
That's funny.
We just talked. His homie Two Hayes.
Shout out
I love Two.
Yo, 2.
He is the coolest.
When I first saw 2, I was like, he has to be security, which he's already gotten. He did an interview with the guys from Rap Portraits.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen Rap Portraits.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
Did a whole
I did.
thing
Okay, I
with,
did see his
with Grip and 2.
Yeah.
And he got the whole thing of how he always gets that he's the security guard, and it's no, I'm actually the producer. I just am fucking giant.
Yeah,
could end
he
your
was so
life with
upset.
one flick.
Yeah,
you know
him and Grip pulled up to the Masquerade show actually, and
Nice.
and he was like, Amelia, he was like, I love your merch, but like, you ain't got my size.
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have 5X too.
Yeah, I was like, all right. I was like, I'll order one specifically for you.
How many do you need of those sizes? One.
Yeah.
It's for a guy named Two.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I love Two. Yeah, they're great. They're really good people. Excited to work with them some more, and maybe Grip will end up on an Amelia project one day.
We'd love to hear it.
We'll bounce back and forth.
Did you work with Oliver Blue at all?
I have worked with him. Yeah. So he was the main.
He's someone
producer.
I want to link you with as well.
He's really, really, really
I'm
talented.
very interested in Oliver.
Yeah. Oliver's like
he's
that
killing
old
it.
school like talent, like on some like Mike Dean or like some like those like really talented like Swedish producers or something like that's what he reminds me of like with his work. But yeah, he's super, super cool, super humble. He was like the main producer on the project, so I met through like working with Grip.
Yeah, because Wara from the neighborhood, now just Wara, but he and Henry go way back, and Wara has been working a lot with Oliver, and I think they share the same manager, Larry.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, definitely need to get you locked in with Oliver. That's cool that you were also in there. Yeah. So you've got Solo Cup out now. You're obviously on the Grip project. What else can we look forward to coming up?
Well, I'm still putting out one song per month. That's been like my 2021 campaign.
Can we just because we haven't had it one more time. Run it back yet.
Well, we've had plenty. You've just been
I've been slacking
too fucking slow.
On the One More Time
Sometimes
podcast,
he forgets his job.
Okay.
When we feel like an artist has dropped a gem, we ask that they just say that thing one more time because that's a very important thing that I don't think artists understand.
One more time.
You were doing what exactly?
12 songs, 12 months, all 2021. Yes.
Put music out.
Yeah, put music out.
Put
It's
out
fun.
a song
You're
a month.
It's
You're a
fun.
musician.
It feels good.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It is click, click, click.
Put it out.
You don't have to
All you
press.
gotta
You don't have
do-
to press CDs.
La-di-da-di-da.
You don't have
Sing.
to. Yeah.
Do your job.
click, click.
Your
Do
fucking job.
Do your job.
So are you on track? Have you done 9 songs?
Yeah, I'm completely
about to
on
be
track.
nine songs
So we
with
got
the
one
September
more,
release?
Yeah, one coming out September. I'm probably gonna do. I have like this really like dope like emotional like song that I've been like waiting to put out like for winter because I try to like match it with like the season.
It'd be weird to put it out.
It would
in
be
summer.
weird, yeah. Like it's not even really summer
Bring people
that much
down
anymore. But
a
yeah,
little bit.
exactly.
People get
So I
sad
think
in the
that'll
summer
be,
too, though.
You're right.
Maybe that's
do.
an untapped market.
I think I get happier in the fall and winter because it's raining more.
See?
So
But we call you a psychopath.
yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think October I'll probably put out something still like upbeat, and then November will be like my sad song. December will probably be like a just end of the year like wrap up kind of song. But I've made most of them as of like I made a shit ton of songs in January in LA. Like I locked in for like a month out there and really just recorded like everything that I've put out, like minus a few like Solo Cup, which kind of just like, came in the middle of the year. But
Batch create. That's Ben's favorite.
God, I love a good
phrase.
batch creation process.
Yeah, honestly, and I think because I was
With
just
music,
talking,
I won't even say that you have to do that
Yeah,
because
no,
I'm
you
not
don't.
going to be the one that says like, sit down and
Be inspired.
be super creative.
Yeah.
Be inspired
Exactly.
now.
But when
One
it happens, and you should
But-
definitely take advantage
Yes.
of it.
But
Yes.
like for
Yeah.
things that are a little more tactical, like content creation,
Yeah.
and like for me, I do like for us to try and when we can batch record or batch
Yeah.
edit, like things that are a little more like tactical
Yeah.
and less like
Spur of the moment creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I'm not the type that's gonna like force you to sit
Yeah.
in a room and like make 10 songs
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
But
If
like
he could, he would.
if I could, I would. But
I feel like my management wishes that they could do that too, and I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, it's not how it works.
Yeah,
Not
but
how
like-
it works. Thank you.
But other
Amelia.
things
Yeah.
like when it comes to the business
Yeah.
Yes.
side of things, I think that I just think it's a lot easier to just sit down, crank something out for
Yeah.
X amount of hours or whatever
Yeah.
in a day or in a week or whatever,
Yeah.
and kind of do that.
Yeah, and I was just like talking to someone about like kind of when it's like a new year for some reason, like I feel like I'm just like kind of like setting the tone for the whole year. And so I kind of like had this whole theme of like what I was making at the time, what I was writing about, and kind of just went with that and made like a ton of songs, like made like almost 40 songs
Wow.
at the beginning
Awesome.
of the year. Yeah, me and Mileage.
So you're set for like, what is that, like 3.5 years now?
Yeah.
Or one a month?
I might try to sell a few.
There
Like
you
the
go.
ones that I don't
Yeah.
like think that I would put out. Like I definitely want to get more into like
The songwriting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
songwriting, like selling and syncing. Like if any
yeah.
shows or
Huge.
movies wants to buy any of my songs, you can have any of them.
Hit up
Yes.
Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia on the Beat on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's what we can look forward to.
Yes.
Well, do you know what you can look forward to right now?
Oh God, I'm scared.
The Rapid Fire Rampage. It's everyone's favorite podcast segment. Henry, where are we at?
I'm scared.
How do I
You should be.
describe the rapid fire? Hang on.
It's so intense. He needs
such
to
a good sound.
fit. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do an ASMR show with these mics, I feel like. So the Rapid Fire Rampage is a fun little way to get to know you in the non-traditional kind of way. We're going to ask you some kind of random questions.
She's sweating now.
I am. I'm nervous.
This is the part
Her heart
where you
is
get...
beating.
I
I
get
can
like
hear her heart
test
beating through the
anxiety,
mic.
so I'm like, do I have to have like the right answer?
There's
Yeah.
no right answer, but
If you fail, the episode does not come out.
Oh God.
everyone will judge you based on these answers.
Okay.
Jesus, Henry.
The first part is going to be... First part is just going to be some short answer questions.
Okay.
Easy. Second part is going to be a this or that. Give you two choices. Pick one.
Okay.
Third part is a word association. I give you one word. You give me one word back right off the top of your head.
Okay.
Easy.
He will repeat these as we go along, so
Yeah.
you really only need to worry about the first part, which is
Short answer.
Okay.
short answer right now.
Here we go.
How
Rapid
short
fire.
is short? Like any length?
like
Until you get boring.
Don't let Ben
Okay.
get on a tangent about something.
Okay.
That's tough
wrap it
to-
up.
Okay.
to
gotcha.
prevent, but
Okay.
It's supposed to be rapid fire.
Okay.
So, one more time, podcast.
One more time.
One more time.
Episode 20.
Yes.
Amelia.
Episode 20.
Rapid fire rampage. Here we go.
Okay.
Give us two singers in your top 5 of all time.
Ariana Grande and Mac Miller.
oh,
What's your favorite song you've covered?
Controlla by Drake.
How many basketballs could fit on a school bus?
5,017.
it's a lot of basketballs.
Big bus.
I was never good at math. That's one thing I'm not good at is math.
That and calendar dates.
Yeah.
Numbers,
Don't
I
send it
think,
to-
is in
Yeah,
general.
number. Yeah, something in my brain is not clicking with that.
What is your favorite hobby to get away from music?
Traveling.
You've been given a giraffe as a gift. You can't give it away or sell it. What do you do with it?
Probably move to like a farm in, where would I go? Probably like out west somewhere. And
You're going to
just
pick up
start-
and change
So you're
your
gonna
whole
move,
life.
I will
or-
move my whole life. If that's the cards that I was given,
Wow.
we have to move very existentially, and that would be what I have to do.
She adapts.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
She's not a city girl anymore with this giraffe
Nope.
in her life.
Music is done.
She's packing her
Over.
bags.
The
She's,
career is done. Wrap it up.
she's embracing the
You
safari
can come
life.
find me in Montana with
With my
Your-
giraffe.
your pet giraffe.
Pet Giraffe.
Okay.
Awesome.
You are infected by a chemical spill.
Oh.
You can only taste one food group for the rest of your life. What do you hope that food group would be?
Probably seafood, like oysters. That's like my favorite.
If you were an app, what would you be?
Probably the Weather Channel app.
But she always says she's raining.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's always
100%
raining.
chance of rain every
Always
day.
raining.
It's
like
practical.
Seattle.
It's fun. Straight to the point.
But also, like,
Also-
doesn't actually tell the truth because,
Never does.
yeah.
Do I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just really
Anything
met
you
you,
said
Amelia.
on the podcast even real?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you think you are?
8.
Very solid, very
Thank
confident
you.
answer.
Thank you.
How do you like your eggs?
I love a poached egg, honestly.
Rapid Fire Rampage Part 1.
You're doing great.
Very
Part
good.
1, really
Thank you.
smooth.
Thank you.
You could,
I'm
yeah.
impressed.
Yeah, you don't need to be as nervous. You're
Okay.
killing this so
Yeah,
far.
I mean,
you.
you said you weren't good at tests, but you really
Yeah.
you passed the first part
I'm
of that
getting
test.
better at decisiveness too. So
It's important for
You're
the
not
Rapid
trying to
Fire
people
Rampage.
please.
you're
You're
right.
just
Exactly.
going right in with your answers. You're moving to the farm with your giraffe.
Exactly.
It's like
You're
your,
the weather
your
app.
shows. You got to leave yourself, all of yourself up
On the
there
stage.
on the rampage.
on the mic. Amelia
ramp-
on the
on the ramp.
podcast.
On the rampage.
She's changing her Instagram to
Yep.
Amelia on the podcast.
Yep.
There we go.
Perfect.
Moving on to the this or that.
Okay.
I'm going to give you two choices. Just pick the one that in your heart
That I love more.
sticks out to
That I
you.
love the most.
That's right. Writing or freestyling?
Writing.
Small town or big city?
Big city.
Ariana or Billy?
Ariana.
Invisibility or flying?
Invisibility.
Ooh, creepy. Video games or board games?
Board games.
She's an acoustic kind of person.
I'm an
She's
acoustic
an analog kind of gal. She likes those CDs and floppy disks.
I sure do. Take my phone. I don't need it.
Coffee or alcohol?
Oof.
Yeah.
The one that I absolutely could not live without is probably coffee. Like that, I would go into like actual withdrawal.
Same.
I do every morning.
Smart.
So I think for my life, I have to choose coffee, but I love alcohol too.
Smart. Singles, EP, or album?
Singles.
12 of them a year
12
specifically.
a year, maybe. If you just do your job. You know?
If you're not a bum.
Yeah, if you actually make music.
Call yourself an artist.
Call yourself a goddamn artist.
Yeah.
Day or night?
Night.
New York City or LA?
LA.
Singing or playing piano?
Singing.
Sushi or tacos?
Sushi.
Paper or plastic?
Paper.
Rampage Part 2.
Wow.
Flying
This is
through
going
this.
really well.
She's flying through
Thank
this.
you.
She's doing great.
Thank you.
She picked it up quick.
If only
did.
the
She did.
SAT felt like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If you pass this test, you don't get anything afterwards.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
pressure.
A pat on the
You
back
don't
at
lose
best.
anything.
Yep. Nope.
Your mom's not mad at you.
It's like
for
whose lines it
spending money.
anyway? The points don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love whose
Sorry.
line is
Me
it
too.
anyway.
Me too.
Shout out to Colin Mockery.
Ryan Stiles.
Ryan Stiles.
Yeah.
Part 3 of the Rapid Fire Rampage is the word association.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one word. You give me one word back. It
Okay.
could be like 2 words, just your first thought.
You
Short,
might
little.
think I'm a psychopath after this too.
That is the point.
We already do. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
That
Rapid Fire
ship has
Rampage.
sailed.
Word association, one more time podcast.
Okay, I have to focus.
Episode 20 with Amelia. Chords.
Piano.
Dance.
Ballerina shoes.
Poodle.
Neck scarf.
We're dressing up your poodle. Okay. Acoustic.
Guitar.
Fear.
Ghost.
Okay, we just learned something. Technology.
Headache.
Cryptocurrency.
Annoying.
Microphone.
Stage.
Atlanta.
Skyline.
Cartoons.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Family.
Christmas.
Nice. Clock.
Anxiety.
Billboard.
Drake.
Bass.
Baseball.
Oh my gosh.
Did you mean BASS?
I mean, it was up for interpretation. I just thought you would have gone the other way.
You're like,
But
as
that's
a
interesting.
musician,
Yeah. Politics.
Georgia.
Solo cup.
Best song that you've ever fucking heard. Go stream it.
What a rampage.
What a rampage.
What an
That wasn't
episode.
so bad.
I was thoroughly
bad, right?
impressed.
Wasn't bad,
No,
thank
I was
you.
thoroughly impressed.
Thank
you know, the way you were going into it, I was a little nervous
The
for you.
hangover brain.
Yeah. I didn't
I'm
know
back.
if you were going to be, real quick. I'm not even sure I'm going to have to edit that to make it look like you were fast.
Good. I was trying to be.
We don't do that.
No,
We
of
never do
course.
that.
Blazing Saddles.
Every guest is answering as quickly as I make them.
We never
seem
have to
be.
use the Jeopardy music.
No, never.
It's never happened.
That would have stressed me out, so I'm glad you didn't.
Honestly, we
Hands
didn't
are
have to
sweating.
because
Yeah.
it was really great conversation.
Yep.
You're an amazing artist with an
Thank
amazing
you.
story. You're
Thank you
just
so
getting
much.
started.
Thank you.
I mean, really, really bright future ahead of you. So we appreciate you coming on
Thanks
to the
for
One More Time
having me.
podcast.
Yes.
And until next week, Henry, what are we doing?
We're getting the fuck out of here.
We out.
Woo! Bye.
Bye-bye.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time.